Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's session, we will look at some of the essential IT operations and the roles that are available in the modern IT industry. So specifically, we will be looking at four essential roles that are available. We will look at DevOps, we will look at DevSecOps, we will look at CloudOps, and then we will look at your SRE, also known as your Site Reliability Engineering. Now, these methodologies and roles is what currently shaping the way many organizations build, secure, and scale their applications in the cloud infrastructure. We will also look at the differences between them and why we have so many roles. So, have you ever wondered why we have so many roles and what sets these approaches apart from one another and how they contribute to the tech ecosystem? So if you have this question, then stick around. By the end of this video, I will help you have a clear understanding by explaining about these roles completely with use cases and also with real world examples. So the first role that we will be looking at is your DevOps. Now, DevOps is something that is very commonly used across the IT industry, and this is simply a set of practices that combines your development team as well as your operations team, and this is mainly used to streamline the software delivery. So basically, your DevOps is dev from the development, ops from the operation. So basically, your development team and operations team working together to speed up your delivery process. So the whole goal of your DevOps is to improve the collaboration between your development team and your operations team, automate any repetitive tasks that you have, and that will ensure faster deployment cycles. All right. Now, some of the key features that we have as part of your DevOps is setting up your CI/CD pipelines, which is your continuous integration and continuous development. So basically, removing all the manual effort and setting up a pipeline, starting from your code development to deployment, so everything will be automated. Then setting up your infrastructure using code, so tools like Terraform and AWS CloudFormation if you're on AWS. So using these tools to set up your infrastructure by using code, and then setting up your monitoring and logging. So again, we have tools like Prometheus, ELK, Grafana, Neuralink, Datadog, which can be used to set up your monitoring and also your logging capability for your application. Now, think about this. We have an e-commerce application, and this application needs regular updates. So whenever you're releasing new features, these new features needs to be applied or updated to the application. Now with DevOps, the development team and the operations team will work together to automate your testing as well as your deployment pipelines. And this will ensure that new features go seamlessly and without any downtime. Now, some of the tools that are available under your DevOps is we have Jenkins, which can be used to set up your CI/CD pipelines. We have Ansible, which is your configuration management tool, and then we have your Kubernetes, which is for your container orchestration. So, depending on your use case, depending on the setup that you have other tools as well, but these are some of the commonly used tools that you can leverage in your DevOps. So, DevOps is simply collaboration, creating a collaboration between development team and your operations team, so that team would be working together and streamlining a delivery process, which will help us to speed up the deployment cycles and set up a CI/CD pipeline. Like with a click of a button, you can automate your deployment process. Next, we are going to look at your DevSecOps. Now, DevSecOps is same as your DevOps, but so this basically extends your DevOps functionality. But on top of your DevOps, this also integrates best security practices into each of your stage of your software development lifecycle, right? So the whole idea of your DevSecOps is security is everyone's responsibility. So under this, you will be integrating your security as well as part of your DevOps, and each and every stage will have you will be emphasizing on the security as well. Now, some of the key features under this is automating your security testing. So again, you have tools like SonarQube or Sync that can be used to automate your, checking the code quality, checking the security, automating all those things can be done by using tools. Then ensuring compliance with security policies during the build process itself. So when you're building the package, when you're building your artifacts, having all the necessary security policies. Then having a threat modeling and vulnerability scanning as part of your CI/CD. So like I said, this extends your DevOps, and you will be having security as part of your CI/CD process. So each and every stage, like when you're pushing your code, when you're merging your code to a develop branch, let's say, so you can have a sonar cube tool which will scan your code and give you the code quality as to how good your code is. Then you can have your security testing, you can have your vulnerability testing, so making sure all that securities are in place as part of your DevOps. So think of this: you have a healthcare application, and this application stores very sensitive patient data. Now, because you're dealing with patients' data, you want to make sure that you're protecting the data. You have all the security measures in place. So with DevSecOps, you can automate your security scans, and this will ensure that if there are any vulnerabilities, they are detected and patched early in the development stage itself, and this can help you to minimize the risk of any data breaches, which can potentially your hackers can steal your patient's data. Now, some of the tools that are available under this, so you have the HashiCorp Vault, which can be used to store your secrets. So you can use it as your secrets management. In AWS, you have your secrets manager that can be used. Then you have OWASP Zap, which can be used for your dynamic application security testing. And then you have your Aqua security, which can be used for your container security. So again, you have tools that you can leverage, and you can start integrating your security as part of your DevOps process. Next, let's move on to CloudOps. Now, CloudOps is another role, which is famous, quite famous. And under this, as a CloudOps engineer, your main focus would be to manage your cloud infrastructure and then optimize the applications running in the cloud environment. So you will be responsible for managing all of your cloud environment. Now, while your DevOps is focused on overall development to delivery pipeline, as a cloud ops engineer, you will be working on the cloud infrastructure and the operations on the cloud environment. So you will be completely responsible for the cloud infrastructure, be it scaling, be it monitoring, be it ensuring high availability. A cloud ops engineer would be responsible for that. So when we talk about some of the key features of your cloud ops, so as a cloud ops engineer, you will be responsible for having the monitoring in place. So monitoring the cloud resource usage as well as the cost, then automating your scaling process, setting up your backups, your disaster recovery, and then also ensuring high availability of your applications. So for this, either you can leverage multi-AZ deployment or multi-region setups, which will help you to make your applications highly available. So think of this, assume you have a media streaming service, and this service needs to handle very variable traffic load. So the traffic load is variable. Now, as a cloud ops engineer, you can automate the scaling based on the demand. So if the demand is high, then scale up your resources. If the demand is low, then scale down the resources. And this will ensure you have a seamless user experience while also helping you to control the cost. Now, some of the tools that you can leverage as a cloud ops engineer, so you can use Amazon CloudWatch to set up your monitoring. If you're on Google Cloud, you can use Google Cloud Operations Suite for logging and incident management. If you're on Azure, then you can use Azure Resource Manager for provisioning your resources. If you're on AWS, you can use CloudFormation or Terraform. But mainly, you will be responsible for the cloud infrastructure, the scalability, the high availability, and all those things. Finally, we have the SRE, which also stands for your site reliability engineer. Now, this SRE, it emerged from Google. So Google coined this term SRE, and as an SRE, you will be basically applying your software engineering principles into your IT operations. And under this, your main focus would be on reliability, performance, and availability of your application. So making sure your application is highly available, it is reliable, it gives you better performance. That is what you will be doing as an SRE. So some of the key features you have in your SRE is that you will be responsible for defining and maintaining your SLOs and SLAs. So SLO is your service level objectives, and SLA is a service level agreement. So you will be responsible for defining those parameters and also maintaining those parameters. Then using error budgets to balance your innovation and stability. And you'll also be responsible for automating any manual tasks which can help your overall efficiency, having better efficiency. So any manual task that can be automated, you will be responsible for that as well. So consider you have a global payment system, and this system, it processes millions of transactions daily. Now, as an SRE, you will be responsible to monitor the system reliability because you have millions of transactions that the system is processing. You have to make sure that system is reliable, define the uptime metrics, the uptime of your system, and then proactively fix if there are any issues. Fix them proactively, and that will help you to meet upon your agreed SLOs. So, like let's say you have committed that you'll have 99 percentage of uptime, so you have to make sure that you provide that uptime. And as an SRE, you will be responsible for that. So if there's any issues, any latency that's happening, you will have to proactively fix them, making sure you maintain the SLOs and SLAs. Now, some of the tools that you can leverage under your SREs, so you have Grafana, which can be used for monitoring for purpose. You can use this to visualize your performance metrics. Then you can use Chaos Monkey for failure testing. Then you can use PagerDuty for your incident management. All right, so that's about the different roles that you have. And generally people have questions as to why we have so many roles and what's the difference between them. So that's about the different IT operations and the roles that we have in the IT industry. Now, finally, let's summarize the differences between these approaches with a quick comparison. So here I have a comparison between your DevOps, DevSecOps, CloudOps, and SRE. Now, as a DevOps, the focus would be on collaboration and automation. DevSecOps, the focus is mainly on security in all the stages, including your development. As a CloudOps, the main focus would be on cloud resource management. So you will be responsible for managing all the resources on the cloud. As an SRE, your focus would be on reliability and availability of your infrastructure as well as your application. Now, the primary tools that you will use as your DevOps, you'll use Jenkins to set up your CI/CD, Docker for containers, Terraform for your infrastructure as code. DevSecOps, you have tools like Sync, HashiCorp, Vault, Aqua. CloudOps, you'll have your cloud native tools. So if you're working on AWS, then you'll be using all the AWS related services. If you're on GCP, then you'll use all the GCP related tools. Likewise, if you're on Azure, then you'll be using all the Azure related tools. As an SRE, you'll have tools like Grafana, Chaos Monkey, PagerDuty. Key use cases. So as a DevOps, the key use case is faster delivery of your software. So speeding up the deployment cycles and having your CI/CD pipelines in place. DevSecOps, the key use case is secure development pipeline. So security is the main focus. So every stage you will need to implement your security. CloudOps, providing a scalable cloud infrastructure, and as an SRE, providing a reliable, high performing systems. All right. So that's about the different roles we have and the different differences that we have between these different roles. That's all I have for this session. Thank you for watching. I hope this video clarifies the roles and the differences between DevOps, DevSecOps, CloudOps, and SRE. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel for more content. If you have any questions or any topics that you want me to cover, please leave them in the comments section. Remember, whether you're building, securing, managing, or scaling applications, each of these approaches play a very vital role in the modern IT landscape. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.